Hello there, it's Deej here on my journey to catch 'em all. And today I'm going to show you a small little PSA return that I got. 2 cards, I sent it regular, which is still $75 per card, so I honestly consider it like express. It's not express like 2 day, but they got it back to me in a pretty short amount of time, about a week and a half, which is express enough for me. I do know that I have one of the Van Gogh Pikachus in here that has already sold, because once I got word of what its grade was, I went ahead and listed it. PSA takes really good pictures now that you can just use. Let's get that out of there. That you can just use and list with. Once I got the shipping confirmation and knew it would be back today on Monday, I went ahead and listed it on Friday. So let's get it open here. Wrapped it nice. Okay, guess you can probably tell what that one is. Maybe not. So, this is the Gold Mew from the Ultra Premium Collection. It just happened to coincide with the Van Gogh Pikachu's coming out. So I went ahead and sent one of these, because this one, in my first one that I opened, was legitimately perfect. Like, if I sent it to Beckett, it probably could have gotten some kind of perfect. There was literally no defects. The centering was perfect. So I'm not surprised to see a 10 here. I do have this one listed as well. I probably need to check the prices, because as this video is about, this is all a race to the bottom. And what that means is everybody's trying to get all these cards graded. Hey everyone, post-edit Deej here. I realized I kind of skipped the part of going into detail about what the race to the bottom is, so I got this nice beautiful chart built with the help of ChatGPT. So we got the profit on this side, time goes on the x-axis, and then we have the number of cards graded represented with the blue line. So that will obviously start at 0, and the profit will kind of trend towards 0 theoretically. So as time goes on, so we start at the 0th time interval, and as we go, the number of cards goes up. And with these race to the bottom type cards, like the Van Gogh Pikachu, or basically any modern card that everybody's trying to grade as fast as possible, in general, it's not going to be just a flat down, but it's going to kind of go up and down, and sometimes we might get a big curve, sometimes it might get more expensive, and that's part of the risk. But in general, with these race to the bottom plays, it's pretty much just straight down. Van Gogh Pikachu might be a little different because it's a little more scarce. The Gold Mew, there's quite a few of them, so it's going to pretty much go down as they get graded more and more. But the tricky part is trying to figure out the sweet spot. So if I sent a Gold Mew here, right now I just checked the pop, there's 63 of them, so we're about right here. And there's only been a few sales. One sold for like $800, but when I checked last night, there was one listed at 150, so I put mine at 145. It didn't sell overnight, but you can see how quickly that race to the bottom goes. Somebody sold it for 700, and down, down, down it goes. And a couple days later, I'm trying to sell it for 145 to get out from under it, so that my $75 grading fee at $150, I'm only making $75. So this might be a case where I did the incorrect race to the bottom, which is perfect for this video because it kind of gives you an example of, it is kind of a risk. It's never like a for sure play. Like the Van Gogh Pikachu, me rushing to the bottom, like it might be worth more in 3 months than it is right now, so it could also be a mistake. But in the sense that it was a free card, I just wanted to get all the profit that I could out of the one I knew for sure was a 10. The other ones I got like, I think 5 more. One in my binder, sold one raw, and I graded the other 3. And I'm pretty sure they're in between 9s and 10s. So I didn't want to send them at the express level, the $75 tier, because I don't want to get a 9 in the race to the bottom. You want to get a 10. All right, and back to the video. I told you about this one. It ended up getting a 10. I got 6 of them in that first wave, and this was the only one I was like for sure was a 10. So I went ahead and sent it with the $75 speed, and it already sold for $725. So this card I have listed for $350. I'll probably just try and get it sold, lower it, and try and become the lowest available on eBay, because I have a couple more that I sent in a bulk sub that I sent with these 2 cards. And that's another thing about this race to the bottom is when you send cards express or regular. I keep saying express because express used to be $75, so I consider it the same thing. But when you send it regular, you mark it on the outside of the box, and when it gets to PSA, they know that people are paying a lot more for these, so they'll unpack the box quicker and move it through the acceptance stage faster. So what I like to do is anytime I send cards at a more expensive tier, I always have a bulk sub ready to send in the same box, because they will unpack the bulk sub and get it in the system and move it along faster than they would if it was just a bulk sub without higher tier items. So I don't even know if I'm making the right decision here, but the point is that there's a bunch of these out there, and there's even way more of these out there, and everybody's trying to get them graded as fast as possible. And the more that are graded, the more the price just goes down. So trying to get out ahead of that and at least capitalize and make my money back on a few of them. The ones that I'm sure were 10s, the ones that I'm not sure are 10s, I would never send at a faster speed, because then you're just wasting money if it does get a 9. And time will tell if it was worth it or not, because for instance, these Pikachus might just be so scarce that the price just goes up. I know they're kind of controversial, but in a sense that just brings more attention to them as well, so the hype is just there. And this Mew is just a beautiful card. The Charizard and the Pikachu were really popular. There's going to be way more of these than there was the Celebration UPCs, but again, I'm trying to get ahead of it. So if I sell this one gold Mew for $300, I have it listed for $350, but at $300 is probably what I'll lower it to today just to get it sold. That means that 3 whole entire UPCs with 16 151 packs are all free. And as you'll kind of get through my content, that's what I'm all about, is just trying to make my collection goals cheaper or free. And if I make profit, I guaranteed I'm just going to spend it on more Pokemon stuff. None of my Pokemon profits ever leave the hobby. Please like and subscribe if you want to learn more hacks to making your collection goals within reach, making them cheaper, lowering that fund cost. And with these, it's just gigantic profit. Post-edit Deej here again. I was just uploading this video to YouTube, and the Mew sold as I was uploading, so I went ahead and decided I was going to just close the loop and let you guys know. So with my $75 grading, after fees and taxes, I'm going to be making about $50 on this card. And again, it's selling on TCG Player right now for less than the full art from the set at $6.99. So I turned a $6.99 card into $50, which makes the UPC that it came in essentially $50 cheaper, minus the promo, of course. But making packs cheap. Time will tell if this was a bad or good decision. The ones I sent in the $15 tier will be back in a month or two, and if the value of this card is still about $80, then it won't have benefited me to send this with the regular $75 tier. So again, it's Deej here. Thanks for joining me on my journey to catch 'em all.